we'll have Dylan here ready in a second, but we'll get started with Sooners quarterback Dylan Gabriel whenever he's good. He's got his boys to catch up with first. All right. So Dylan, we'll have to stand here and take questions from the room.
Yep.
And if you do, Matt, if I can ask you to use the mic.
Yes. Matt Rashad, Orlando Sentinel. Dylan, welcome back. What's this, when you guys heard you were coming to back to Orlando for the bowl game, what was kind of your reaction?
Just first off, super excited for the opportunity, but then also obviously spending time here, just seeing a lot of people that I was here with, which was really fun, and then obviously just another opportunity for us to play in a bowl game. So in a bowl game like this, it's gonna be really fun.
Dylan, could you talk about the season you guys had? Obviously, some challenges. You had some physical challenges as well.
Yeah.
But how are you guys doing right now going into the postseason?
Good. Just a good amount of time to kind of regroup, get some practice in for the young guys, and then get the bodies healthy, which is really good for us. But for the most part, just a good, little break for us to get back and then prepare for FSU.
In the back here, Dylan. Adam Shadow, Fox 35. I wonder what are the emotions of being back here? I know you're not at UCF, but just being back in Orlando, and what are the feelings it brings back to you?
Just a lot of good memories, for one, and then also just some good weather here in Florida, so that's a good time. But like I said, just excited for the opportunity and to play in the Cheez-It Bowl against a good FSU team. We're all excited to be here.
Hey, Dylan. James A. WKMG Orlando. Welcome back. It's good to see you. I'm just, what do you know about Florida State, their defense, and what you're going to be going up against on Thursday?
Yeah, really talented. Just a lot of good players, and they played very well. Pretty familiar with my guy Tatum, so good to see him again. But just like I said, a lot of talented guys, and they played really well this whole season. So,
Did you pay more attention to them when KZ was there, and just kind of how much have you talked to him much about this matchup?
yeah, I have of course watched FSU and his time there, so pretty familiar with that. But year to year people change, and personnel, likewise scheme. So just watching this year and just familiar with his time and the things he kind of went through.
Dylan, I know you don't actually face him face to face, but with Jordan Travis, quarterback for Florida State, what have you seen of him? Do you know him personally? What kind of scouting report can you give on Jordan Travis?
Yeah, definitely know of him. He's very talented and has played very well this season as well. That's why at the end of the stretch they've been really good. I think he's dealt with his so-called injuries too during his time out, which is I'd say a little time when they struggled, but when he came back, he's played his butt off. So definitely the guy on their team is him, and everything runs through him. So.
Dylan, I know you had the injury, but I'm wondering how this year went for you, if it was what you had hoped for, the whole experience of transferring and being at Oklahoma, and just how it was for you compared to your expectations.
Yeah, it's I really had no expectations going in other than just trusting God and the path He has for me. Just super blessed to be in this position, and learned a lot in this year, just about myself, but also just the journey of life and the ups and downs. But just grateful for the whole journey because I truly feel I've gotten stronger and learned a lot through this process, and just to be standing here, it's a blessing. So.
Just to kind of piggyback off that, just Dylan, how do you think you've grown as a quarterback in your season so far at Oklahoma since you last played for UCF?
Grown a bunch. Just learned a lot about myself, like I said, a lot about this team, and have grown in many ways, just on and off the field. Just putting myself, in times that are a little uncomfortable, and I think through adversity and challenges, you grow stronger, and just learning from those. I think as a quarterback. With all these experiences, you make sure to try not to make the same mistake twice, and I think just putting yourself in those positions, help you in the long run. So,
What is it about Coach Levy's offenses that has been so successful, and why do you feel so comfortable in it?
I think just knowing the relationship between me and him, and the trust and belief in his quarterbacks, in his system, knowing that it puts us in a good position, as well as all the skill positions, just showcasing our talents and letting us play free and fast, which I think that's the new day and age of college football. So that's a huge reason. And then, like I said, that relationship. I think that's the most important thing is a QB and a play caller's relationship. Just being able to talk freely on the phone, in between drives, and then also just week to week, game to game, knowing, we can make adjustments, and knowing that work relationship, it really helped. So.
Dylan, when you transferred in, how big of a part of kind of developing your leadership skills? You had leadership here, obviously, at UCF, but how big of a part of that was it to kind of get to know your teammates, really kind of embrace them? It's kind of a short window, so to speak, when the transfer in. How were you able to kind of handle that?
Yeah, it's different. I think, coming into school with people, I guess that recruiting class, it's a little easier on you just because the players, you kind of go through similar experiences. But here, transferring, I think it's a little sped up. You're kind of expected to come in and be ready to go. But that, like I said, was another challenge for me, and something that I learned, and I think will only help me in the long run. Just being able to, connect with guys and lead a new group of men who, you don't necessarily have any, rep going into it. You kind of got to prove it on the field. So just being comfortable in that situation, learning from that, and taking that experience and being better, just moving forward. So.
A little bit of a curveball in the formatting here. I'm going to ask you a question from the Tulsa World.
Yes.
Because they're not here yet, like most of the people from Oklahoma.
Yep.
This is from Eric Bailey. You'll be missing some key players for the bowl game. What's the balance between a single game plan against a team like Florida State and your offensive game plan for the whole season?
It's different, but I think it's also a big opportunity for new guys, and what they're going to be able to showcase and what they do. We truly have next man up mentality, so just being ready for that and letting them, seize the opportunity.
Dylan, it seems like you're totally present in what you're doing at Oklahoma and everything, but I'm just wondering, do you keep in touch with former UCF teammates, and did you kind of follow UCF at all this season?
Of course. Got a lot of friends and family that I've, connected with throughout the season, that we stay in touch with, but been really close with a lot of them, and those are brothers for life, just the experiences we had. And, of course, a lot of people are on different paths, and it's crazy how much a year can, change a lot of things. But, yeah, very connected with a lot of them, and not only past players, but also, present. So.
Hey, Dylan, Aslan Javani with WarChant.com. With the level of opt-outs, like as a competitor, did you guys in the locker room have to talk about just the level of commitment you're going to have for this game, or is it the fact that you guys are playing in this game kind of enough to prove to everybody that you're dialed in?
Yeah, I think opt-outs are going to happen, and it's what it is nowadays. That's an individual decision, which everyone understands, but just, man, it's another opportunity, and it's a blessing, and nobody takes that for granted, on our side. So.
You mentioned Tatum. Were you surprised at all? He's had so much success in his first year at Florida State, and what kind of a teammate was he? Great
teammate. Never doubted his success. He's a great player, and just very good football player. So, sorry. He's talented, and he can do a lot of things on the football field.
We got another one from the road. Hold on one second. Sorry. Was that? Oh, we got water. Sorry about that. This one's from Barry Trammell, the Oklahoman. How can this game springboard you into 2023 season with Sooners?
Say that again. Sorry.
How can a performance in this game springboard you into the 2023 season with Oklahoma?
Yeah, just not only a good performance, but a win is huge in any situation, especially against a good FSU team. it can definitely help us. And like I said, just excited for the opportunity because it's another game. We'll never take that for granted. So.
Is there anybody else in the room here? It's your last call if you're on the stream and you'd like to text me a question for Dylan. I think we'll cut for now. We're good. Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate it. He will be available briefly in the back of the room if you want to do any follow-ups, something more informal. In any case, we'll keep on moving and we'll bring up offensive coordinator Jeff Levy. Coach, whenever you're ready, we'll do it again. We'll run it back. All right, again, if you'll humor us and ask your questions into the microphone, that's for the benefit of the folks on the call. We'll get a table for that water bottle, and then we'll get going. But Matt, you want to go ahead and go first?
Yeah, go ahead. Jeff, welcome back.
Good to be back.
Wanted to ask kind of your thoughts of, coming in here, like you said, you're going to be short-staffed in some regards. What do you see of this Florida State team and what they've been able to accomplish this year, and what sort of challenges that kind of present to you guys on the offensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is they've played their best ball as of late. They've got a bunch of momentum. They've played really well statistically, defensively, tops in the country in a bunch of different categories. So they're playing with a ton of confidence. They're playing fast and playing really well.
Coach, the going into a bowl game where you've got moving pieces, some guys not being available, is that something? How difficult is that to prepare for, and what kind of an opportunity is it for some of the younger guys?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is we got guys that are capable. They haven't played a bunch, but they're capable. So we feel great about where we're at. Got a ton of confidence in the guys that are going to walk out there first on the 29th, the guys that are going to go play and play their butt off and do everything they can to go fight for a win.
When you talk about Florida State's defense, one thing they've done well is they haven't given up a ton of big plays.
Yeah.
Is that create other opportunities, and what's what challenges do they present?
Yeah, I think we're going to be us. We got to take what they give us. Making sure that we're continuing to fight to run the football the way we need to, take care of the football, be great situationally. But again, they've been really good against the run. They haven't given up a bunch of explosives. They've done a lot of things really, really well. So it'll be a great challenge, but our guys will be ready to roll.
Coach Levy, Jamie Say, WKMG back here. Just, what have you seen from Dylan's growth this season since he last played, I guess, for UCF?
Yeah, I think just from an experience standpoint, being in our league now and going through the things that he's had to go through, I think Dylan's played really well. He'll continue to play better, but proud of his journey and how he's continued to grow, how he's held the locker room together. Obviously, things haven't gone the way we've wanted them to, and he's done a great job being steady in the building every single day. And so that's what I probably appreciate him for the most, is just being the same dude every single day and finding ways to get the most out of his teammates.
Jeff, when you and Dylan got together, basically two new guys coming into this program, did you guys have to kind of lean on each other a little bit at times when it came to this, or what were you expecting maybe out of Dylan when he got there? And
obviously there was great familiarity, and that's such a huge thing as you get going. The first day on the job, having a guy like Dylan to be in the room with you is special. One, because of our relationship, but two, man, it makes it a lot easier to be able to get everything installed and get everything taught. So of course there was great communication. He was able to streamline things inside the walls every single day, which was great.
A guy you were familiar with at UCF on the other side of the ball, Tatum Bethune, now is at Florida State. I'm sure they're just numbers on the other side of the field, but what kind of a challenge does he present at linebacker?
Tatum's played really well. He'll continue to play really well. Was really, really talented. Knew that when we signed him at UCF, when Randy did. And again, so there's familiarity there, but not surprised at all by his production, the way he's played. Knew he was a great player then, had a chance to be, and he is.
All right, we'll do the road portion again. I've got a couple questions from the road. We got Eli at the Tulsa World. 12 games in at OU. Where specifically has this offense progressed, and where have you grown this season as an offensive coordinator in year one?
Yeah, I think we've progressed in a lot of ways. obviously being 12 games into it, we've got to continue to play better, and we got to continue to find ways to be +1 at the end of the day. So that's the biggest thing. We've got to do a great job taking care of the football, and we got to do a great job situationally, and that's where we got to continue to grow and be better and give us a chance to go win every single game.
All right, we got another one from the road from Eric Bailey. We got, Jeff, how big of an opportunity is this for Javante Barnes? And if Marcus Major isn't 100%, what are the strengths of the running backs remaining on the depth chart?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for Javante. Again, just going back to what we talked about earlier, we got guys that are capable. We got guys that are going to play really well on the 29th, and look forward to those guys doing what they can to help us win.
Back left.
I know it's a new day and age, Coach, but what do you have to say, or what does it say about the kids that decided to get on that bus, get on that plane, and come out here and play this game this week and participate in the bowl?
Yeah, for us, it's, when we got on that plane, we knew there was a great opportunity to be able to go out and compete one more time in Team 128, and so that was special and unique for us. We wanted to do this together, and so the guys that got on the plane, they've had a couple great days of practice, have had great bowl prep, and guys that are ready to go compete.
We've got another one from the road. This one is from Soonerscoop.com. Jeff, wondering about the progress DJ Graham has made since moving from cornerback to wide receiver. Is he someone who could see time in the bowl game in his new position? Yeah,
DJ's done well. He's continued to impress on the practice field, creating opportunity. We'll see how the game plays out, but DJ's done a really good job. Excited about where he's at and where he's going.
All right. We'll do one more. This is my best Barry Trammell voice again. Are you fully confident Dylan Gabriel's coming back next season, or what are your expectations there?
Fully confident that he's going to play really well on the 29th, and then we'll go from there.
All right. Any more in the room? Got Ira?
Florida State brings pressure from different areas. Do they disguise it well, or is it similar from week to week, or how much do they change it up?
No, they've done a great job disguising, being able to get to some different looks situationally. Again, they've done a great job with that and calculated pressure from a situational standpoint. So again, they've played really well. I think they've played their best ball as of late as a football team. So we'll have our hands full.
Anyone else in the room for Coach? All right, we'll keep on rolling then. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. All right, I don't need two microphones. Up next, we'll have Marvin Mims joining us. Marvin, whenever you're ready, you can make your way this way. We appreciate it. We'll do a few minutes with Marvin, and we do have informal availability available if you'd like, but yeah, we'll keep rolling them through the podium while we get a table set up here for water and other things like that. Cool. All right, we got any questions? Go ahead.
Marvin, could you just talk about the season you guys had offensively? There are some games you guys put up some huge numbers and a couple other tough games, but how did you feel like you guys adjusted in the first year in this system?
Yeah, I mean, first year in the system, proven system, great offensive coordinator, quarterback who's been in. I feel like it's gone really well. There's some times that we've been a little down, but just the burst of offense and what we've shown and put on film, how we can play every day at a level, that's pretty high. I mean, I feel really good about it. And we had a lot of new offense. You got older guys in offense, younger guys in offense, and we're all kind of on that same learning curve. So I feel like we did really good in the offense this year. Of course, places to build, but that's every team in the country.
What is the mindset for going into a bowl game, and this is not unique to Oklahoma, it's everywhere, where you don't know exactly who you're going to have, and some guys have to make their own decisions. Like, what is the mindset of the guys who are here in terms of like coming together for a bowl game?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like the same thing all year. I mean, you kind of just want to play, get out there on the field and have fun with your brothers. But at the same point, I mean, you're rolling with who you're rolling with. And then if you're a younger guy who's getting more opportunities, I mean, you got to go out there and put it on film. I mean, you got to go out there and play because, as a younger guy, a couple years ago, I mean, we have a bowl game, I get more reps, and in a couple weeks, I mean, you got new guys coming to take your spot, so those reps really do matter, and they actually show, and especially in practice and stuff like that. And if you're fortunate to get out there in the game, I mean, you got to make the most of it. At the end of the day, just come out here, have fun with your brothers, and play football.
What would you describe the first season like under a new coaching staff and just, where you guys are going?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a drastic change. 2 years under Coach Riley for me, and then adapting to a new coaching staff, third year, bunch of new players, a lot of old faces leaving. So it was definitely a whole new experience. I feel like as the first team under Coach Venables, I mean, I feel like we responded pretty well to all the demands he had, the way he wanted his program to look, his culture to be. And just for the future, I mean, with the younger guys coming up and all that stuff, I mean, it's going to look real good. Just from the off the field stuff, on the field, just guys getting used to it this first year, and now people knowing what it looks like in year 2 and being able to lead the young guys and help them come up.
Now, I was going to ask you about Florida State's defense. I think they're pretty aggressive in coverage. Is that exciting going up against a team that you feel like is probably going to challenge you a little bit?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's always exciting to go against good competition. I mean, 9-3 football team, really good defense, athletic DBs, long DBs, fast, tall. I mean, the whole bundle. I mean, it's exciting to go against. It's fun to go against. Against tougher competition, you kind of really see what you're made of yourself. So it's really fun. I'm looking forward to it. You know, great DBs, great secondary, really good safeties, really good corners. I mean, I'm just looking forward to it.
Marvin, does a bowl game have a feel that it's going to be more wide open, like a more exciting kind of offensive showcase for both teams, you feel like?
When you think of bowl game, you kind of think of the glitz and glamour. I mean, as an offensive player, I honestly love shootouts when I'm watching football and stuff like that, just being an offensive guy. But, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a nail-biting game for sure. I mean, we're going to have to go out there and play really good football. I mean, they're a really good football team on the other side. But, offensive powerhouse game would be amazing. I mean, I love those games, high-scoring games. But at the same day, we got to be ready for anything that comes out there. I mean, we're going to have to adjust. There's going to be adversity. We're just going to go out there and play football.
We got one from the road here, Marvin. We got Eric Bailey, Tulsa World. He said, of course, winning is the ultimate goal, but how much does pride play a motivating factor for this year's team, given that there hasn't been a losing season since 1998?
Yeah, I mean, pride's a huge thing. I mean, not even really thinking about the losing season, but just how we're going to finish off as a team. I mean, this year hasn't gone the way we wanted to, But at the end of the day, I mean, we still have one more game to be able to go out there and set the record straight, go out there play good football against a really good football team. So I'm looking forward to it.
Actually, I have 2 more questions for you. One is about Dylan. Just how impressive you've been with him, what he does as a playmaker for your guys' offense.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Levy kind of hit on a guy who knew the X's and O's whenever he first got here, kind of brought all of us under his wing. I mean, it's great to have him out there. He's been in this offense. He knows everything that, just about Coach Levy knows. I mean, it's great to have him out there. Just playmaking ability, putting the ball in the right spot, right reads all the time. I mean, it's great to have him out there, especially whenever we have questions and stuff and adjusting mid-game. Just to have him out there is pretty special, and it's really good for our offense.
And then through your career, I mean, Oklahoma's been the team that's kind of been probably the higher-ranked team in most games and the team with more prestige. The roles are kind of reversed right now. Florida State's had a good year, and you guys have struggled a little bit. What is that is it a new role, or kind of do you guys embrace that kind of the challenge to kind of maybe be a perceived underdog for once?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of look at it the same way as I have my past 2 years, honestly, especially playing in the Big 12. I mean, everybody wants a shot at Oklahoma. No matter how the season's going, when they play Oklahoma, they're going to bring their best, especially if we're down. They want to get their win. They want to get their shot. If we're up, they want to get that upset and stuff like that. Last year when we played Oregon after Coach Riley left, I mean, we were the underdogs against them too. We went out there, had fun, played football. There was a lot of pride on the line in that game, for sure, without a head football coach. But same for this game too. I mean, we're just going to go out there, let it loose, have fun. Really good football team on the other side of the ball. Just go out there and just, it's the last game no matter what, just play it.
Anything else in the room? All right. Thank you, Marvin. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we'll keep the train moving. We'll bring up Coach Roof, defensive coordinator, whenever you're ready, Coach. Excellent. Thank you for joining us this morning. Sure. All right. You want to start with Ira? Good.
Coach, you obviously were familiar with Florida State from your days in the ACC. When you look at this team, does it look like a similar to? I mean, obviously the uniforms are similar, but does it look like a Florida State team that you went against before?
Oh, absolutely, it does. They have improved so much this year, so much from last year to this year, and also during the course of the year. They're top 20 in rushing offense. They lead the free world in third down conversion. Averaging almost 37 points a game. playmakers all over the place, and a lot of improvement in the offensive line. So, yeah, they look like and play like what we're used to playing when we play Florida State. Yeah, like you said, from all the years in the ACC with Coach Bowden and Jimbo.
I was going to ask Jordan Travis's improvement. I don't know how much you got to see of him before this season, but and I guess he's probably improved during the season. But how much of a challenge is he?
Oh, he's a tremendous challenge. You know, he's a playmaker. He extends plays with his legs, makes really good players miss in space, is an accurate passer, and also can, like I said, extend plays, not only scrambling, but also extend plays to throw the ball down the field. And we've got a lot of respect for him, and, you know, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
Take one in the back.
With how much Florida State has grown from last year to this year, is there any benefit that you and Coach Venables have from looking at the film of Florida State against Clemson last year when Coach Venables went up against them?
You know, there's such a different team this year as far as how they play. It's a much different team, and again, just very a lot of production from a lot of different areas. So we have a lot of respect for him.
The running back Trey Benson has kind of emerged this year. He had an injury at Oregon, didn't do a whole lot there, but this year he's obviously had a really good season.
Yeah.
How much of him is their running game in general? You know, they run the ball well in general, but how much of it is him making plays after he gets past the line of scrimmage?
Well, I think it's a combination. Certainly, he's a fantastic back, and he's not the only really good back they have. They have a stable of them. So, you know, they all make big plays. But, you know, again, their offensive line is really improved. And so, you know, running back's not going to do that without a lot of improvement from his offensive line. Good play from his line. But, you know, he makes a lot of people miss, as all their backs do, not just him. So, but, again, he makes a lot of yards after contact, And so that'll be a real challenge for us.
All right, we'll take one from the road. Coach Eric Bailey, Tulsa World. We didn't get to ask you about Peyton Bowen during your signing day news conference. How unique was that, his Thursday flip to OU? What is the tone of the coaching staff after receiving Peyton's letter of intent?
What's the question again?
This is a question about Peyton Bowen.
Yeah.
And how unique was his Thursday flip to OU, and what was the tone of the coaching staff after you committed to Oklahoma?
Yeah, it was unique. Yeah, very unique. But certainly our staff was extremely excited about it and happy to get it, and you know, look forward to him coming in and starting the process of becoming a college football player.
All right, good.
How have you guys, your defense, how have you guys improved through the course of the season? How are you playing as you go into the postseason, you think?
Well, you know, it's been an up and down. There's been some ups and there's been some downs, but I'm really proud of like how our group has faced it all, handled it all. You know, understanding the adversity that we've gone through, because you know we haven't played like we wanted to, and I take the responsibility for that. That's all on me. But again, just this group of men, this group of players. It's fun to go to work and coach them every day, because it's all about what's next. How can we get better? How can we improve? And the attitude and the mindset is really shown up during bowl practice as well. So excited about the next opportunity, and thank goodness we have another opportunity to play, and excited to be here and looking forward to playing.
I don't know if it's 7 or 8 consecutive games they had with running string over 200 yards. Is it something schematically that you're seeing? Is it a mentality? Is it personnel? I mean, sure, a little bit of everything, but what is it about the Florida State run attack that seems to be really standing out to you?
Well, it's certainly they have a wonderful scheme. They know how to stress a defense and put people in conflict, and they've got a very physical offensive line that knows who they're targeting, and then you got great backs. So and a quarterback that can run too. So it's kind of an all-encompassing. It's not like one thing that. It's an all-encompassing deal, and again, it's a real challenge, because you know that's top in the league, and they were one of the best in the country.
Anyone else in the room? Anyone else on the Oklahoma beat?
All right, good deal.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Sure.
All right, we'll keep the train moving, and we'll bring up Ethan. Ethan Downs, defensive end, if you could join us, we'll get you a few minutes at the podium and all right, thank you, Ethan. All right, if you have a question for Ethan, you can raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. If you could ask for the folks on the call into the mic, that'd be great. Thank you. Ira, go ahead.
Hey, Ethan, congratulations on being here. What's the team mindset going into the postseason? I know the regular season probably wasn't everything you guys hoped, but what's the mindset going into the postseason?
Coach Venables will tell us that a season is like a roller coaster, like what Coach Ruff mentioned, at highs and lows. You can't jump off the roller coaster. Can't give up. And we're telling a story with this season of it really feels like life. You know, you get punched, you get knocked down, you get right back up. Sometimes you're on a high, and a lot of times you're on a low. And we're trying to show our perseverance and what we're made of. We're trying to show our heart by getting back up and fighting, even when it doesn't look like we've had such a great past. We're trying to give people hope for the future. So we're playing for more than just 7-6, which looks a lot better than 6-7. But we're playing for the future of the program and for the people that have been through the program and the coaches and Oklahoma's reputation. You know, there's a lot on the line.
When you look at Florida State's offense, Jordan Travis obviously makes a lot of plays, but they also run the ball really well. Like, how much of a challenge does that put on defensive ends when you've got a mobile quarterback, but a good running game and also some passing game too?
Yeah, we've got to have a great scheme against him. He's really talented by extending the plays. Can run well, pass really well. They have around 7 yards rushing, and they average 7 yards rushing, and they score nearly 40 points a game. And we got to have a great scheme to trap that quarterback and to eliminate the run game and to be sound in everything that we do. So it takes discipline, it takes great effort, and we're fired up. Yeah.
Jamie in the back.
Just on quarterback Jordan Travis of Florida State, is there another quarterback like him that you faced that helps you guys prepare to face somebody like that? Just a dual threat?
I'm not sure. He's probably the most talented on his feet that we've seen. Being able to run sideline to sideline and get the ball where it needs to be. And he's got a great ball as well. He throws short, he can throw deep. He has great run reads. He's super talented. One of the top quarterbacks in the nation. And it's a great challenge for us in the D-line to test our skills even more, to get better. It's an opportunity to get better and to see what we're made of. Even this late in the season, it doesn't matter what day it is. Like, there's an opportunity to get better, an opportunity to finish and face a challenge and an attempt to conquer it.
Jamie, go ahead.
Have you seen that approach from your teammates as you get ready for this bowl? What you're talking about, the opportunity to finish, all those things that you've been talking about?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've been practicing really hard, and just like we practice every week, it's just a matter of discipline and heart. We're all in and focused on getting that victory.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know how much in practice you guys go good on good, but going up against Dylan, like what has he brought to your guys' program, and how difficult is he to defend in practice?
Dylan is a great quarterback. He's a great friend, a great teammate. He's always looking out for us, and when he's on the field, it shows. He can control an offense, and he can read a defense, and he can make things happen on his feet. He throws a great ball. When we're going good on good and DG's in the game, you got to really crank it up and make few mistakes, or else he's going to expose us, and he usually does. So I'm blessed to have him and what he brings, and I'm excited to see his future and yeah.
All right, we got one from the road here. We got, how big of this is Tulsa World again. How big is this week for some of the defensive linemen from the 2023 recruiting class to be part of practice this week?
It's really cool to to see that 2023 group come in, and we, like I said, working on our abilities, our skills, and just having more chemistry with the new guys, with the young guys that are getting opportunities. Like I said, setting up our foundation for the next year. I don't like talking about the next year because we've got so much to finish with this year, but everything we do now is going to have an impact on our future. So every opportunity that we get to make it our best, to put our best foot forward, to give the best effort we can is a opportunity finished right.
Good, Matt?
I was going to ask, you talked about finishing right. What would it mean for you guys to finish out with a win over a program that's ranked and has had a pretty solid return year?
I don't think a victory would be finishing right. I think playing our best would be finishing right. And if we play our best, I believe we will win. A victory isn't always a win in our books. It's about how we played and what we did. And I'm very faith-driven. I believe in God and how I play, so I'm going to play with the max effort I can, and I'm going to play like there's no tomorrow. And when I failed to do that, I failed. Even if we won the victory, I haven't done my part. So going into every game, every practice, I'm going to try to give my best and be the best person I can for all my teammates and the coaches around me, to represent them and to represent my Lord, who I play for. So a victory for me, even if we've lost, a victory for me is playing my hardest and putting my best foot forward.
Ira, go ahead.
Oklahoma's obviously used to having tremendous success basically every season. So when you have a year like this, were there any cracking of the foundation of the team, or do you feel like it brought some of you guys together?
Yeah, it's always hard. It's always hard to have losses and a lot to persevere through. But with that perseverance, we're still a very motivated team, a very driven team, and that shows our heart and our commitment to the program and our belief and our fan base and the culture. And Coach Venables and the staff that he brought has really highlighted the tradition of the program and the culture and what it means to be a Sooner. And we play for more than just our pride, our personal pride. We play for everybody that looks up to the symbol of OU and how it can motivate their household for weeks or months, or it can tear down their household for weeks or months. So we understand that. We're playing for more than just a victory.
You mentioned their offense is averaging close to 7 yards a carry. I mean, if it's 3rd and 6, that quarterback can hand it off. He can keep it. He can throw it to a 6'7" receiver. He can throw a screen play. Do you think if you guys just all do your jobs, you can slow it down, or do you have to play above your heads and with a certain level of aggressiveness to slow that kind of attack down?
We've got a lot of respect for them, and we know that we've got to play our best ball. That's our goal anyway, is to play our very best ball and finish the season off right. We know that they've got a lot of tools in their arsenal, a lot of great size, speed, and talent all across the board. They're a great team, and they're a great challenge. So, yeah, like I said, we've got respect for their tools and their toolbox and how they can extend plays and how they can make plays in the necessary drives. So. We're prepared for it. We see it. We've game planned for it, and we're focusing on the victory.
Any additional questions for Ethan? All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. We've got one more round at the podium. We've got Deshaun White. Been waiting patiently for the opportunity to stand here and get peppered like the rest of us. Someone's got to. Saving the best. All right. You can raise your hand. We'll get you a mic. I assume Ira's going to be first. Yeah.
Hey, Deshaun, how you doing?
Good.
Looking forward to this game and playing Florida State. I don't know how much familiar you are with Florida State, but they're a top 15 team. Yeah. Like, how excited when you guys found out this matchup? How excited were you about it?
Definitely pretty excited for the matchup, just knowing how much they have on offense, knowing how good of a team they've been this year, how they've performed, especially down the stretch. Big opportunity for us, and we're excited as can be.
Looking at their offense, Ethan was just talking about their running game.
Yeah.
Is it how much of a challenge is it in terms of scheme wise, or how much of it is maybe the talent of their backs when you look at them on film?
Kind of like what Roof was saying, it's a great balance. It really is. They have a great offensive line. They got a lot of different backs that run the ball very well, and then they balance it all up with a quarterback who can take off on his feet at any moment. Even in the pass game, he can get out of the pocket really fast and make a play. So they're going to present a lot to us on the ground. We know we gotta win our gaps. We gotta play physical. We gotta play hard. We gotta trust our brothers that if I'm over here in my gap, winning my gap, I gotta trust that you're over doing the same thing. So we know that's going to be really important and imperative to stop the run.
Matt? Oh, sorry.
Oh, no.
Go ahead, Jamie.
Ethan had talked about just, playing for more than a win, giving
Yeah.
his best and everything. Do you get a sense that all the guys who are here
Yeah.
feel that? And what does that mean to you when you put the Oklahoma jersey on?
No doubt. I definitely can attest to the way he was feeling. And it also really felt kind of good to hear somebody else sort of say that. I think it's one of those things where we all kind of, we maybe all feel the same way. We don't always vocalize it, but just to sort of hear him say that, it kind of warmed up my fifth-year senior heart over here, just to know that my teammates are kind of in the same place where I'm at. And so this will come back. It's such a big opportunity to be able to play with these guys. I love these guys so much, so I'm just looking forward to it.
You look at a Florida State team, what they can do. Is there anyone that's in the Big 12 that maybe, or anyone else you faced this year that you see some similarities when you look at the film?
Not exactly. We played some pretty good quarterbacks. We played some pretty good offenses all year, but nothing exactly like this one. I think they've got just playmakers in so many different positions. You can circle just about every spot on offense. They've got a guy, and so we got to be sharp. We got to be, ready to stop just about whatever.
With some of the offenses, your offense is going to be without a few guys that you counted on during the season.
Yeah.
Does that feel like any additional pressure on the defense to maybe do more than normal, or can you not really worry about it like that?
I wouldn't say that. I think that even going into the game with no matter who we got, the defense kind of, we accept the role knowing that we kind of want to go into the game with the mindset of, like, let's win our side of the ball, and let's not even, like, if the offense doesn't score today, like, maybe we got to score today, and so that's how sometimes we go into the game, or that's how we go into the game. We're going to go into this game sort of no different. If the offense has, a 0.1 chance of, or one of those days where just nothing is rolling, we got to be sharp, and we got to be the ones who kind of take the torch and light the way. So, we got to be ready.
How much different is the defense you guys are running now compared to what you did earlier in your career? And have the guys gotten more comfortable as the year's gone on?
Yeah, it's definitely different. It's a lot more complex. We do a lot of different things. We do more. But I think that just as the season has gone on, I think you kind of can see how much more guys are getting comfortable in the scheme. Just as really knowing where other guys are at. I think that's been the most important thing, just knowing where your help is at. Sometimes you can kind of get out of place and try and do too much, not knowing that you got a teammate literally 3 foot to the right of you. And so just sort of knowing where your help is at, knowing what leverage to play, what angle to attack plays with is really important.
I know you don't focus so much on the other team's defense, but have you seen any guys on Florida State's defense that maybe stood out to you, that you kind of impressed you?
Yeah, no doubt. They got a lot of guys. Marvin was hitting earlier. They got a lot of DBs. Their backers have impressed me a little bit. I haven't seen too much of their D-line, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty good as well. So another top defense, a really good defense, and we're gonna want to win that matchup.
I got a couple from the road if we're at a lull in the room. We've got Eric at the Tulsa World. How much do you soak in every bit of this week after such a long career at Oklahoma? What would it mean to end your time at OU with a victory?
I've been soaking up quite a bit. Just kind of trying to enjoy all the little moments, the moments that might pass you by. Just riding in the bus, with my teammates, laughing, little stuff like that. A win would be really big, and I think just not even just for the seniors, but just for the moral of this program, and just sort of kind of how this year's went. It's been a rough year. It's been up and down, but I think that the way you finish anything is tremendously important. And so how we finish this is going to be like anything else. You want to finish the right way. You want to finish with pride. You want to finish with, you just want to finish the right way. And so we're really focused on that.
We got another one for you, Bob from Sooner Scoop. I'm not going to try to say his last name because I'll just mess it up. Deshaun, how's your relationship with Braden Willis changed through the years? What has his leadership been like this year, and what has it meant to the team?
So me and B. Will, we came in from Fort Worth together. We weren't really too close at first, just kind of two young guys trying to figure it out. I think as the years gone on, he definitely matured quicker than I did. But just to sort of, honestly, to have a guy in my class kind of mature like he did and take a hold of the offense the way he did, it kind of opened my eyes a little bit. Like I need to step up and kind of grow up a little bit. And so just having somebody like him and watching his leadership qualities, I got to pick up on some things myself. So all love for B. Will.
All right, we got any others in the room for Deshaun? All right.
Easy.
With that, we appreciate it.